What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the CPA Zone, the podcast where we discuss tax strategies and accounting tips for entrepreneurs and real estate investors. My name is Ryan Pulis, and our company, the Pulis Group, offers tax planning and advisory services for entrepreneurs like you. Whether it's bookkeeping, tax planning, or CFO services that you're looking for, we've got you covered. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the CPA Zone, brought to you by the Pulis Group. Today, we're going to talk about a special deduction and a credit that's available generally for real estate owners or developers, depending on which one we're talking about. We're going to talk about the Section 179D deduction and the Section 45L credit. We'll start with Section 179D. So this is the energy efficient commercial building deduction. And owners of qualified commercial buildings, has to be commercial, are eligible to claim this deduction. And designers of the commercial buildings, if the building's owned by a government or a non-for-profit entity, they are also eligible to take this deduction. Those entities, not-for-profits and governments, they don't pay taxes, so they get no benefit from the deduction. They can allocate it to the designers of the building, generally your engineers and architects. When you claim this deduction, you file Form 7205, Energy Efficient Commercial Buildings Deduction Form, with your tax return. So that's a new form, just came out in 2023. This Section 179D deduction's been around since 2006, but it was, I'm still getting over a bit of a cold. It was greatly enhanced in 2022 with the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, most of those enhanced benefits starting in 2023. So in 2023, they also added Form 7205 that you file when you claim this deduction. So Section 179D property is depreciable property that's installed as part of the interior lighting system of the building, the heating, cooling, ventilation, or hot water systems of the building, or the building envelope, the roof, windows, and insulation. So those are the types of property that are eligible. Those are the types of property where you're going to really actually see energy savings by improving them. So the property needs to be installed on a building within the U.S., and it has to meet the standards of the American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, and Air Conditioning Engineers and the Illuminating Engineering Society of North America. So this is called Reference Standard 90.1. So it must be certified as being installed as part of a plan to reduce the total annual energy and power cost for the systems by 25% or more in comparison to a reference building meeting the minimum requirements of the Standard 90.1. You cannot self-certify in this case. You'll need a third-party contractor or engineering firm to certify the energy savings. They're required to use special software approved by the Department of Energy in order to prove the energy savings. So the certifying firm is going to prepare an IRC 179D study identifying the building, the owner of the building, and the deduction computation. So this can be used, Section 179D can be used on a new building or an existing building that's undergoing a retrofit plan. So the building must be in service at least 5 years before a retrofit plan can be used. But at that time, you can do what's called a retrofit plan and improve those systems and become eligible for the 179D deduction. So as I mentioned, this deduction was greatly improved under the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Used to be a maximum deduction of about $188 or $1.88 per square foot. And that's been significantly increased. So the deduction is now, it's equal to the lesser of the cost of the property installed, or 50 cents per square foot for a building with 25% energy savings, plus $2 per square foot for each percentage point above 25% up to 50. So a maximum of $1 per square foot if you hit that 50% energy savings. Now that maximum can be reduced if you've had any expenses under 179D in the past 3 years. So basically renews every 3 years. And also your basis in the assets reduced by the amount of the deduction. So you're not going to get a double dip. Now, the prevailing wage and apprenticeship bonus. This is new. These prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements, if these are met, that $1 per square foot can be increased up to 5 times. So $5 per square foot if you meet these prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements. So the prevailing wages are set by the Secretary of Labor, and they vary depending on the type of work involved. So an electrician or a plumber. And the rules apply to the building owner employees. So if you're doing the work yourself as the building owner, you have your employees, you have to meet these requirements, or any contractor or subcontractor involved in the project. So they're all going to have to meet these prevailing wage requirements. The apprenticeship requirements state that 15% of the project labor hours must be performed by qualified apprentices. That 15%, that's 2024. In 2023, it's actually 12.5%. But this applies to any contractor or subcontractor that employs 4 or more individuals. So if you want to find out if you want to learn more about where you can find these apprentices, you can go to apprenticeship.gov. That's going to help you locate apprentices. Now, there is a rule, it's out there in the IRS FAQs. If you look for an apprentice and you can't find one that's qualified to do the work that you're looking for, you apply, you may get rejected. They may tell you, we don't have anyone available at this time. Then you will still qualify as meeting these as long as you apply it's every 120 days. So you try to find someone, there's no one available, then you're good for 120 days, then you search again. So it's possible that there's just not the available apprentices out there. As long as you show that you tried, made that effort, you've got the proof, then you can still qualify under the prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements. So that gives you up to $5 a square foot. So a $100,000 or 100,000 square foot building, you can qualify for a $500,000 deduction by meeting all of these requirements, which is pretty substantial. So that's 179D. The next credit we're going to talk about is the Section 45L credit. Now, this credit's available to single-family home builders, multifamily developers, and manufactured home developers. So developers of residential real estate. 179D is for commercial property, 45L residential real estate. So these credits can range from $500 a unit up to $5,000 a unit and vary based on various certifications. So there's the Energy Star certifications come into play here, and the prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements as well for the multifamily developers. So single-family home builders and manufactured home builders they have the same set of rules. So if they meet the latest Energy Star certification requirements, they're eligible for a credit of $2,500 a unit. If they meet the Zero Energy Ready Home certification under Energy Star, then that credit is $5,000 per unit. With multifamily developers, it's a little different. If they only meet the Energy Star requirement, the credit's $500 per unit. If they meet Energy Star plus prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements, now the credit's $2,500 a unit. If they meet the Zero Energy Ready Home certification requirements, it's a $1,000 credit per unit. If it's the Zero Energy Ready Home plus prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements, now multifamily developers also can take that $5,000 credit. So the 45L credit must be claimed on the return the year the property is sold or leased. So as they're building the home, they don't take the credit. It's when the developer finishes and they sell the property or they lease it, now they're eligible to claim that credit. It doesn't always have to be new construction. If there's a significant remodel can also qualify for the 45L credit. Another change from the effective in 2023 with the passage of the IRA Act, there's no longer a height requirement. So it used to be this credit was only allowed for buildings that were 3 stories or less above grade. Now there's no height requirement. This was effective 2023 and going forward. So to get that maximum credit, you want to meet the Zero Energy Ready Home requirements and the prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements. If you're dealing with multifamily, single family, and manufactured homes, you just need to hit the Zero Energy Ready Home requirements. So to summarize, with Section 179D and 45L were significantly enhanced under the Inflation Reduction Act. 179D provides a deduction of up to $5 per square foot for real estate owners, that's owners of commercial real estate. Section 45L provides a credit of up to $5,000 for residential real estate developers. I hope this was helpful. If you found value in this episode, please leave a 5-star review or hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, have a great day. So that about does it for this episode of the CPA Zone. Thanks for listening, and I hope you found something valuable that you can take away. We are taking on new clients, and if you'd like to work with us, then go to our website and fill out the client intake form on our contact page. This can be found at thepulisgroup.com/contact. That's ThePulicegroup.com/contact.